what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and, welcome back by the way. What we're going to do is copy our flash and our NVRAM to a TFTP server. Oops, sorry. So we're going to do it to a TFTP server, and you see that they have other iOSs here, and it's on. Or we can do an FTP server, and we can set it up with username and passwords and type of permissions that you want. So normally, testing purposes is, TFTP. Nowadays, with newer routers, you have USBs that can connect to it. You can download it to a USB. Some of them have SD cards, or just you take it and you download it, or you copy it. What we're about to do to a particular FTP, TFTP, whatever it is you want to copy it to. It's up to you. But you do need to copy things. You need to have backups upon backups upon backups. Real world in telecommunications, I was the third backup. I did it every Tuesday and Thursday, I believe. I was the third backup of when I was in a switch. Okay, and there were tapes. All right, so let's go here. Very easy to do. One of the things you need to understand is remember the components of the router, where you have your flash, your your ROM, your flash, your NVRAM, your RAM, and your ROM, obviously, RAM. Okay, so your flash is where your iOS sits. That's your iOS, your operating system, your internetworking operating system of the router or switch. And then your NVRAM is where the startup config file, when you do copy run start or do WR or WR, you're sending that information to NVRAM into a startup config file. Now you never saw that, so let's do something here. I don't know, let's say you do a copy run start. We never do that. I always do WR. But if you do that, which is when the CCNA and CCNPs and tests of that nature still had actual simulations, you had no choice but to type that. And you need to understand that what you're saying here is you're copying from RAM to NVRAM. And then when you hit enter, whatever's in brackets is where you default to, where it's going to be copied to, which is your start config, which is your NVRAM, and you just hit enter. So whatever's there, it copies it to there. Normally I just do this. Same thing. So what we're going to do is we're going to copy this to that server, right? The 30.1, but to a TFTP. So let's copy the flash. Well, the flash is the operating system. The operating system is the name, and Cisco doesn't make it easy. It's not, an easy name. So one of the commands you want to do first is show flash. And there's a freaking name right there. ISR 4300, blah, 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 right? So I'm just going to copy that. All right, that's the name of the flash. It's a .bin file, right? So we're going to get it. I'm going to do copy flash to a TFTP server. Awesome. What's the name? There's the name. So I'm going to paste it. Cool. And then where are we sending this to? Oh, we're sending it to 192.168.30.1. All right. Do you want to keep the same name? No, I'm not going to keep the same name because it already has that name in there. I just want to be able to see it. So we're just going to do r1-flash.bit. And it's going to take a while because that's a big flash file. But this is going to go to that TFTP server. All right. It takes a little bit, but just let it go. So meanwhile, it does its copy. That's how long it's going to take. You need to understand those components in the routers. The ROM, right? That's the first boot up process. The flash, where it finds the iOS. The NVRAM. Do you have a starter config files or any configurations there? And then RAM, all right? Where let me load up the configuration files, or just let you just go on in and you start in setup mode for you to start configuring your router. So that's the thing with these components. We need to understand that. We really need to understand that. So I don't feel like waiting anymore. This is way too long. Control-Shift-6. Okay, let's see if it copied anything because it's just too big. TFTP. I stopped it, probably didn't. Yeah, I stopped it. It was just, I'm not going to keep waiting that long. All right, but that's how you do it. If I would have left it on through, we're taking these are high-end routers. If you want to do it quickly, you can get an 1841 router. It'll be real quick. All right, now this, what I'm about to do now is going to be real quick. It's going to be copy. It's our configurations. All right, so we're going to say copy. Copy start, or yeah, copy start TFTP. TFTP. And then 192.168. That should be very quick. Oops. If I put it to the right IP address as well. 30.1. And that's what it's going to be called. R2 config. Okay. It's good to me. Done. All right. These are very small files. These are very small. Oh, WR. These are very small files. So let's go ahead and look at it here. And there it is. R2 config. Again, the other one didn't copy because I stopped it. I wasn't going to keep waiting for it. So R2 config, done deal. So this is something you want to do. This would be, I consider this a true backup, obviously. Not, I don't consider backup just saving it to NVRAM. The terminology back in the day was that. But that's just, hey, save whatever you have in RAM into NVRAM. Cool. Hey, let's copy or back up our flash or NVRAM or startup config to a TFTP server, which you use the copy start TFTP, and you can do that. All right, so it's and it's more than that really, because you can actually have startup config files. You can have IOSs on servers, and you can boot from that using the boot system command. You can tell it where to boot from. Okay, so and then you can even tell it what to load. All right, when it'll choose. So it's completely up to you, but definitely back up. Back up. You don't want something bad to happen, and then you're out of gas. Cool? See you in the next.